Hey guys, welcome back. It's Maverick here today with another episode of Shikimori-san. So, I think by this point, most people should get the general idea of how this series is going, right? The kind of unique circumstances that we're in, Izumi with his rather unfortunate luck, if you will, and then, of course, Shikimori, who is both cute and cool at the same time, and we get this general dynamic here. I've been saying this since the first episode that, I read like maybe 2, 3 chapters of this manga, and essentially I was like, okay, I get the idea now. Hopefully, this doesn't become too repetitive and they can branch off in the future, right? I'm still very curious how exactly they're going to make this interesting enough to continue to, be a long-selling manga series and an anime as well. So hopefully we are going to quickly get into some more, I guess, episodes that break away from the formula, like maybe get into it a little bit deeper, like why exactly did Shikimori and Izumi end up together and things like that, or what do the characters and maybe even the side characters think about Izumi's situation. So with that in mind, well, let's just get into the episode. All right, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. All right. Oh. Well, I mean, isn't it obvious you should be taking your girlfriend? By the way, that's a good bro. I mean, come on, who else is he going to go with? You two are like... okay, never mind. Never mind. Okay, they're kind of at this, like, awkward phase, alright? Not really sure how exactly they're supposed to interact with each other and so on and so forth. I wonder how long they've been a couple for, though, at this point. I mean, I guess I shouldn't really, like, criticize them. And this could very well be their first relationship and all that, right? They're still kind of going along. They're only high schoolers, blah blah blah. But still, though, you'd think like like going to the movies with your, with your significant other, would be what's the word for it? Atarimai. How come I can't remember how to say it in English? Basically, there's no other there's no other answer to that. Okay, no, seriously, it is bugging. Why can't I talk right now? I mean, it should be taken for granted. That's basically what I'm trying to say here. Lose your tickets? Oh, lose your wallet? Okay, okay. I guess they would be a bit more apprehensive because of this. By the way, this background music right here, isn't it the same as it was as used in Yoru Camp? I do remember the sound director being the same person, actually. The same sound director as Yoru Camp's. Yeah, this is definitely reused background music. Dude, you're going to the movies. By the way, I didn't really comment this in the first episode, but doesn't I get the idea that this dad doesn't really seem like his dad? Like Izumi-san's dad? Like he's way older and whatnot. Ooh, nice. Man, she looks great in anything. I think a simple one piece would be good though. Oh, she has a brother. He's an older brother. Damn, his older brother, that's an Ikemen. Right, he seems like a handsome dude. Hmm. I think this is the second time that we've seen him, go out of his way to help someone. So I'm assuming that's probably, you know, pretty important to why eventually him and Shikimori were got together. Yeah, nice. See, a simple one piece. Although this one is buttoned. Talk about. Okay, it's kind of like reversed as well. Like a lot of things within this anime or this series as well. You have the typical cliche. Oh no, I just got here or something like that, which is typically supposed to be, you know, the guy's sort of like thing, right? The guys show up early and whatnot. I guess they probably haven't kissed yet before. How much checks? Hmm, that's a good. That's actually a pretty good response there. Horror? Okay. I guess that's a parody of It or something. Probably not. I can already see where this is heading. So basically gore stuff. Of course. Well, how much you guys want to bet it's gonna be reversed? I didn't actually get anything to eat, eh? I mean, to be honest, I never really saw it, so if it is trying to parody it, I probably wouldn't know. I mean, I guess I shouldn't really, just consider anything clown related to be a parody of it or something. And then, of course, Shikimori's hand. Of course. Like, honestly, this is... I mean, if you were... I mean, I guess this is, the 21st century, alright? It's 2022. We don't really have to be defined by traditional roles and whatnot. But if we were going to do something like that, you can just consider, like, their roles kind of reversed from traditional or classical sort of romance, right? Ended relatively... See? She's the one. I mean, he's the one being like... Scott! I mean, you should probably go back to the movie theater and whatnot. Oh, they know each other. Father and mother? Really? Already? Shikimori's probably like, yes, I get to be closer to Izumi-san's family and whatnot. Oh. Shikimori's so cute. Like, honestly. It's almost unfair, like, how good looking she is. Hmm. Maybe she is? Hmm. Seriously. Ooh, I actually like the mom's hairstyle. This way. Okay, so I guess the mother also has this sort of bad luck. Yeah, we do see his. From you, eh? From you. But I guess his mom doesn't have nearly as as serious a condition as Izumi. Forever nice guy, right? Although I think in this kind of scenario, it's right, it works a lot more. Being leading such a hard life and yet still being optimist, and doing his best to help others. That is certainly commendable. It works a lot better than just some other. But of course, Shikimori is definitely also awesome as well for also staying here. Yeah. I think I mentioned this a little bit last episode as well, right? And by the way, here's the Eurocamp music once again. Okay, I definitely don't think it's a good idea to fall asleep when your girlfriend is over. Alright. Uh, I will skip this for you guys and see you guys after this. I will, of course, still be watching this though, because this is an awesome ending. So, see you guys after this. Well, hey guys, apparently there's a little bit more after the ending, so let's just watch this together in 3, 2, 1, play. Motoko? Oh, his mom. What? That's it? Oh, come on, I didn't. Alright, fine. I'll see you guys after this. Alright guys, that was episode 3 here. I don't really think that little ending thing needed to be done after the ending. We could have done it easily within the main story, but oh well, whatever. But anyways, so I really like this episode. So I'm glad that they really did start going to more sort of the intricacies of their relationship and their characters here, right? So even though the episode itself was still set up quite formula like as usual, like we still go through the similar formula of, okay, maybe Izumi event wanting to act cool or act like a boyfriend in front of his girlfriend, but it always had the tables always turn on him, and then Shikimori ends up being the one doing the cool stuff or doing the more traditionally reserved for the boyfriend kind of things, right? But with that in mind, they actually do go a little bit deeper into their personalities, what they feel about the situation, and we also see some inklings of what really made Shikimori fall for Izumi in the first place, right? So, it kind of still played out as I expected. So, basically, it's a case where Izumi, even though he is the target of such misfortune and whatnot, he's always having this sort of positive attitude, and in fact, he's even, instead of trying to lament his situation and whatnot, he's actually going back and really giving back to the world instead. We can see how nice he is with the with older people, with young children, basically always trying to help out and whatnot, right? So having a very positive, very upbeat attitude on life, and honestly, I think this is very commendable. The sort of I like him because he's a nice guy trope has been done so many times throughout romance, right, in anime and whatnot. You always like. The running joke in a lot of circles is that, okay, it's the multi-use universal yasashi, the universal yasashi, which is kind. He's a kind guy or something of that sort, right? Like, it's used to explain everything. No matter how ridiculous the romantic situation, like we have guys hitting way above their league in terms of the female counterpart, and it always works, and it's explained by kindness. So it does get repetitive in a lot of ways and very cliche, but I do feel like in this series, in particular though, it really works, right? Because you have to understand the sort of hardships and the circumstances that Izumi is under really does not lend itself to having this kind of personality, right? We've seen in other works, like maybe not predominantly romance works or whatnot, where if we do have a sort of character with a very sad background or whatnot, then maybe we see their kindness, but their kindness is more subtle. It's like layered or buried within, and then we need to find some time to lift it up, right? And we know that deep down it's still a good character, and that's typically how the complexities of the character are structured in that sort of way. If it's just a guy with a normal life and whatnot, and saying he's kind, a lot of times you definitely have to have a certain suspicion of disbelief to think that would be enough to attract someone, right? But in this case, though, it really works here. We can clearly see how Izumi is keeping this attitude in life, and we can see that has not changed a bit since when he was just first starting out in school, first having consciousness. Like, that would be what? I'm not sure, like, what exactly school they're talking about. Like, is that kindergarten, or is that... I think that looks like kindergarten, although it could actually be like a elementary school or whatnot. But in any case, that's at least 10 plus years, right? That he has kept his attitude his entire life, and certainly I do feel that is very, very commendable. He has every right, actually, to sort of be furious at life, be furious at his fate, curse gods, curse the world, and so on and so forth. And yet, I do feel like this is a pretty good construction of his character, and definitely I feel like this is something that would that really would attract, and in fact it would impress a lot of people, like Shikimori's included. And I would venture a guess and say probably there's also some further interactions between. It's probably not just a case where Shikimori looking at Izumi from afar and observing him, but maybe some specific incident that brought them together, and then as Shikimori got interested in Izumi, then she gradually realized, hey, this is not like something that he particularly did because Shikimori, he's trying to hit on Shikimori or something. It's just his character, right? So something of that sort. And so I do like that they are trying to build his character a little bit more here. It's giving us some of these hints and tidbits throughout, something that's really a repetitive formula. And speaking of which, we should also talk a little bit about Shikimori as well, right? Because she's certainly also commendable for putting up with this. Like, I hate to use the term putting up, but that's the truth, right? Like, even if you do think this guy is commendable, it's still a big pain in the ass to be the girlfriend or be the significant other of someone like Izumi, right? Where his misfortune is easily it can easily cross over and affect people around him and not just him himself, right? We saw evidence of that in the last episode as well, right? Because of his misfortune, when they're playing on a team or whatnot, he's gonna bring the team down. When you're close to him, like his close friend, you're gonna get hurt because of that as well. We play it off as a comedy, but honestly, that's not exactly a laughing matter, right? But the fact that he's still able to have friends like this, and people still want to be by him and whatnot, and indeed even for people like his friends, like Shikimori and the dude, I can't quite remember his name, but yeah, him. It actually speaks volumes to their characters as well, being able to put up with this and still willing to remain by his side, right? And especially for Shikimori as well, she's probably getting the brunt of it, being his girlfriend and whatnot, and taking it upon herself to protect Izumi the best that she can. It just so happens that Shikimori is also quite awesome in a lot of different things, right? She's athletic, she's smart, and yada yada yada, but consider someone who is maybe less talented, and how would that exactly work? So, thinking about it, it really takes a Supergirl like Shikimori in order to be Izumi's partner, eh? But yeah, anyways, that's, in any case, I do love that they are going a little bit deeper into this and trying to build the characters. That's what's going to keep the series going, right? I knew that it had to have something deeper to it. Otherwise, I don't really think just repeating this formula for how many different chapters and episodes would be enough to keep it in as a long-running series. So probably we can expect more of this. The rest, like, there were a little bit of, I guess, foreshadowings or introduction, call it foreshadowing, but, we are introduced to Shikimori's brother? Technically, that's also a Shikimori, but since they never really told us Shikimori's actual name, so we don't know what his name is, what her name is, right? We only know that she's called Shikimori. She should. It's funny because it's not even in the credit scene. Like, in the credit scene, she's just credited as Shikimori-san. So basically nobody knows what her actual name is, question mark. But yeah. Anyways, beyond that, not too much else to add for this episode. Just thinking a little bit. Yeah, I don't think there's really too much else to add on this. We get to see Shikimori dress up. That was great, excellent. We'll probably see more of that in the future. And again, she is, she's basically cheat levels of attractiveness. All right, like it's so like she is like. I mean, think about it. Like, she's pretty. Her face is pretty. Her figure is great. She dresses well. She looks nice. She's kind. Her voice is great, of course. And I mean, she's like perfect in a lot, and she's cute and cool at the same time. Okay, I've said this before back in the first episode, right? Disregarding any sort of misfortune that got onto Izumi, I think it's all justified if you can have a girlfriend like Shikimori's. But yeah. Beyond that, and of course, one other thing to mention, like I keep saying how during a lot of the scenes there, the background music was basically completely taken from Eurocamp, or at least heavily inspired by it. So indeed, the sound director is the same, right? I think I mentioned that in the very first episode during the introductions. I guess he's trying to reuse some of the assets here. More power to him, right? More power to him. I don't think they are exact copies of each other, but they are definitely heavily inspired. But hey, I don't mind. I like Eurocamp, and if we are in a few scenes where it's typically more of that sort of like wholesome and heartwarming kind of scene where nothing too much is going on, sure, use away. So yeah, anyways, that is it for this third episode of Shikimori-san. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.